Do you sometimes wonder what constellations and other objects are in the night sky? Well, just look up and we'll walk you through the September sky tonight. We'll start about an hour after sunset. Notice that the sun sets almost directly west. That's because we have the fall or autumnal equinox this month. The first thing we'll look for is planets. But one other thing that can help us find them is by remembering the song Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Stars usually twinkle, but planets usually do not. So if you see a fairly bright object that is not twinkling, you are likely looking at a planet. There are two that are visible this month right after sunset. The gas giants Jupiter and Saturn close together in the south. Now we turn our attention to the Zodiacal Constellations, or zodiacs. We'll start in the west where the sun went down. Our first constellation is Libra the Scales. A little towards the south is the red star Antares at the head of the constellation Scorpius the Scorpion. Next, just across the Milky Way, is Sagittarius the Archer. Then we have Capricornus the Sea Goat, which looks a little more like a cat's head, and Aquarius the Water Carrier, or the robot scratching the cat's ears. Finally, we have Pisces the Fish, rising in the east. To help find it, look for the faint asterism called the circlet. Mars happens to be in Pisces right now, but is not quite up yet at the beginning of the night. Let's look high overhead where we can find the summer triangle with the three stars Altair, Vega, and Deneb. Their corresponding constellations are Aquila the Eagle, Lyra the Harp, and Cygnus the Swan. It's called the Summer Triangle because it is visible all night during the summer. But now, as we look more to the east, we can find what we call the fall constellations. Between Pisces and the Summer Triangle is the asterism called the Great Square in the constellation of Pegasus. This makes up the wings and body of the flying horse, with his head and front legs extending to the south. Where his back legs would be is a separate constellation called Andromeda the Princess. Just to her north is the W of Cassiopeia the Queen, and the house shape of Cephas the King. If you look closely, right next to Andromeda, you can find a little fuzzy spot. This is actually the Andromeda Galaxy, another galaxy like our Milky Way, but about 2.5 million light-years away. Do you remember the two ways to find the North Star? First, we can use Cassiopeia and make a backwards arrow, and imagine Pac-Man leading you in the direction of Polaris. The other way is using the two stars at the end of the bowl of the Big Dipper, which point directly there. Polaris is at the end of the handle of the Little Dipper, which makes up most of Ursa Minor, the Little Bear. While the Big Dipper is still visible, Ursa Major, the Big Bear, is now starting to set. We can still use the handle of the Big Dipper to Arcturus, the bright star in Boötes, the herdsman. He looks kind of like an ice cream cone, and if you look right next to him, there's a little scoop, which is the constellation Corona Borealis, the Northern Crown. A little to the south is the so-called 13th zodiac, Ophiuchus, the snake holder, holding Serpens the snake. And then back to the north is a trapezoid shape called the keystone that gives us the body of Hercules the hero. Right by his feet is the head of Draco the dragon, whose body winds its way between the two bears. That's it for this episode of Space Bites, so head outside and look up. Don't forget to tag us on social media with your observations or questions about the night sky. Join us again next time, and stay hungry.